What if I told you that reversing chronic disease is simpler than you think, but only if you focus on the right things? I know you might be feeling stuck despite trying all of the diets, the supplements, and the medications out there, but it doesn't have to be complicated. You've been sold on the idea that quick fixes and extremes are the answer, but the truth is they're holding you back. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is walk through a step-by-step approach that gets you to the root of your health issues and shows you how to create real change that can help you to improve your condition. Now, make sure you do subscribe because I'm going to continue to get content out that is life-changing and you do not want to miss out. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is one of the most important factors to helping to improve or reverse chronic disease, and that is balancing blood sugar levels and improving insulin sensitivity. See, most people believe that sugar itself is the enemy, but that's not the whole story. See, the real problem is when your body can't properly use sugar. Now, this happens when your cells become resistant to insulin, which is the hormone responsible for helping sugar to enter into your cells. When this happens, sugar lingers in the bloodstream, which leads to inflammation, weight gain, fatigue, and ultimately chronic disease. So how do we fix this? It's all about improving your insulin sensitivity, making your cells more responsive to insulin again. Now, one way to do this is by eating balanced meals that include protein, healthy fats, and unprocessed, slow digesting carbs like sweet potatoes, quinoa, or berries. Now, I do want to mention, if you have any problems with any of the foods that I recommend, just don't eat it. It's not right for your body. And what could be medicine for one person's body could be toxic to your body. But ultimately, you want to give your body fuel that it can use efficiently. So when you pair protein with healthy fats, such as like grilled chicken and avocado or olive oil, you slow down the absorption of sugar, preventing long spikes and crashes that mess with your energy and health. But it doesn't end here. Timing your meal is also important. So eating late at night or snacking constantly throughout the day can keep your blood sugar levels elevated. Now, we're talking about someone who's struggling with chronic inflammation. This may be different for someone who don't have any of these problems. But for you, aim to have your last meal at least a few hours before bedtime. And if you want, you can practice intermittent fasting if it suits your lifestyle. This gives your body a break from processing food and it let it focus on repair. Now, I do want to say intermittent fasting isn't for everyone. It just depends. If you're someone who is stuck on eating ultra processed foods, this could work for you. But if you're switching over into eating whole processed foods, then you want to make sure you are getting enough nutrients. And sometimes fasting can prevent you from doing that. So just be aware of that. Now, exercise is another tool here. You don't need to do extreme workouts. Just focus on building muscle through strength training. Why do I say this? Because muscle is a huge glucose sponge. The more muscle you have, the better your body gets at pulling sugar out of the blood and using it for energy. Even 15 to 20 minutes of resistance training a few times a week can work wonders for improving your insulin sensitivity. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do cardio. If you love it, then that's totally fine. I recommend just making sure you get some walking in throughout the day. 8 to 10,000 steps is amazing. And if you haven't gotten anywhere close to that, then just start with doing about 5,000 and you can increase a little bit over time. The second thing I want to talk about is how to heal your gut to reduce inflammation, because this is important with chronic disease. Your gut is more than just where you digest food. It's a powerful guide to your health. The gut is often referred to as the second brain because it's so connected to the rest of your body. If something is off in your gut, it will show up as inflammation, mood swings, low energy, and even skin problems. Paying attention to your gut is like getting a direct signal of how your body is functioning. There are way too many people who ignore their gut's signals. They eat whatever they want, thinking it's no big deal, and then wonder why they feel bloated, sluggish, or tired all the time. The truth is, the gut tells you everything you need to know about what foods work for your body. So you need to listen, because everyone has to take an individual biological approach to what foods their bodies need. So one of the first steps is to remove inflammatory foods. Ultra processed foods, which are foods high in refined sugars and especially seed oils like canola, corn, soybean, and sunflower oil, are major offenders. These oils are loaded with PUFAs. This is polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are highly unstable and prone to oxidation. When these oxidized fats enter your body, they create a wave of inflammation that damages your gut lining. This inflammation can lead to leaky gut, a condition where undigested food particles and toxins escape into your bloodstream. And then there's the issue of endotoxins. When your gut is inflamed, it can't properly digest food, leading to undigested particles that produce toxins. These toxins enter your colon and create a domino effect, causing more inflammation and increasing your risk for chronic conditions. It is a vicious cycle. But listen, here's the good news. You can break this cycle by doing simple things. One of the most powerful things you can do is switch to healthier fats. Maybe some olive oil, avocado, grass-fed butter, maybe MCT oil, coconut oil, saturated fats. These are all much better than these seed oils, and they help to reduce inflammation. Also, it could be helpful to incorporate fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir. These foods introduce beneficial bacteria into your gut, and this promotes balance and improves your digestion. Your gut needs these bacteria to thrive and to repair any damage that has been done. You can also use some enzymes to help with this. Here's another important step, and that is you must address emotional trauma and chronic stress. Let's get real. Emotional trauma and chronic stress are some of the biggest reasons why people can't break free from chronic illness. It's not just about what you eat or how you exercise. It is, again, about this mind-body connection. If your mind is constantly in a state of stress, your body will follow. Not only will your body follow, your brain will follow. Think about this. When you experience stress, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These stress hormones are meant to protect you in short bursts, but when they're elevated for long periods, they create inflammation and disrupt everything from your sleep to your immune function. Over time, this keeps your body stuck in a cycle of stress, inflammation, and illness. So how do you get out of this fight or flight state? You need to actively engage in practices that pull you out of survival mode. Things like meditation, deep breathing exercises, gentle stretches, nice nature walks can help shift your body into rest and digest mode, and this is where healing happens. Breath work in particular activates the parasympathetic system, calming your mind and telling your body that it is safe, because that's what's happening when you're stuck in fight or flight. It feels like you're not safe. And so when your body feels safe, it can focus on repair instead of survival. Now let's go even deeper into emotional trauma, because a lot of times trauma comes from past events. Maybe something you went through as a child or a difficult experience that left you feeling powerless. These events shape the narratives we carry and the way we view the world. The problem is, if those narratives are left unaddressed, they keep you stuck in patterns of stress. This is identified as a cycle. So you wind up in a cycle addicted to the past because the past is more familiar than trying to go somewhere you've never been, even if it's for your best. And so when dealing with these narratives of the past and being stuck in a cycle, therapy, journaling, or even working with a coach can help you to identify these narratives, process them, and rewrite them so that you can move forward without the baggage that's holding you back. This is a step that so many people miss. And really, it's the process of going backwards in order to go forward. Another extremely important step to helping to improve any chronic condition you're facing is to adapt an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Now, an anti-inflammatory lifestyle is all about going back to the basics. If you're flooding your body, your mind, and just your overall life with things that increase inflammation, and then you sit back and say, well, I'm just going to take a bunch of supplements to fix it, you're missing the point. It is the simple lifestyle switches. What are you eating? How are you sleeping? How are you dealing with stress? Are you moving or are you sedentary? These are simple things. So when I talk about things like eating whole foods and avoiding the seed oils, These are lifestyle changes that you have to embrace, very simple ones that become the framework of your life. And if you overstep these and you go over into some more complex things to try to fix your solution, then they may not work for you as well because you don't have a good foundation. Also, you're not treating the real culprit. You see, at the root of all of this is mitochondrial dysfunction. And so when you're doing things like putting the seed oils into your body, you're messing with your mitochondrial function, the energy producers in your cells. You're also creating a toxic environment for your body. When your mitochondria can't function properly, your body struggles to produce energy, which leads to fatigue and metabolic slowdown. This is all about energy, not trying to take the shortcut. You really have to balance the energy in your body. And that's why I like to talk about the most important things first, because it's hard to get results with adding a plan externally when you need to fix things internally. For example, when you do seed oils and you combine them with carbs, the body often chooses to oxidize fats first. What then happens is it leaves sugar lingering in the blood, which spikes blood sugar levels. If you're already having a problem with insulin resistance, it's just going to make it much worse. And trying to fix things from external perspectives is not going to do well if you continue to compromise your body's engine and ability to stabilize your metabolism. I also want to state something simple that most people don't do, and that is to stay hydrated. A lot of people are dealing with dehydration and they start to have problems in their body just because they're dehydrated. Again, if you're looking for medicine to fix something that's going wrong in your body because you're not hydrated, it's not going to work. It's going to still be a problem because you're dehydrated. And I want to add that it's not just about water. It's about minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. They are essential for proper hydration. If you feel like, hey, I need to hydrate, so let me drink lots of water, but you're not replenishing your electrolytes, you can still be dehydrated. So incorporate mineral-rich foods or add electrolyte powders to your water to keep your cells functioning optimally if you're dehydrated. Now, I do want to talk a little more about exercise because I want to lay this foundation. You need to use exercise for energy, not exhaustion. A lot of people who are trying to fix their chronic disease feel like more exercise will equal better health. But I just want you to think about this for a moment. If your body is already stressed or fatigued, pushing yourself through super intense workouts can possibly do more harm than good. Remember, this is all about energy. If you have a chronic disease, you're lacking energy. Your body needs energy to heal. And if you're constantly depleting that energy, it's impossible for you to get better. Think of your body as an energy bank. If you're withdrawing more than you're depositing, you'll end up in debt. That's energy debt. The key is to balance your output and input. You can increase over time. So this is why weightlifting is a great option because it does build muscle, and muscle is like an energy factor. It uses glucose effectively and boosts your metabolism. But you don't have to lift super heavy or do super high intensity workouts. Start with body weight exercises if you need to, or just light weights, and focus on form and consistency. And don't forget, you can do low impact activities like Pilates or maybe bike riding. If you add a little nature and sun, you got it going on. These also can help to build strength and flexibility without overloading your system. I can't overstate that walking is a powerful, simple exercise that supports circulation, digestion, and mental health. Remember, movement should energize you, not drain you. And trust me, when you build up a little bit more energy, you'll have the ability to do more output. So if you're looking to increase your capacity to work out, then make sure you prioritize and do it the right way. Now, I also have to talk about sleep because it is the ultimate recovery tool. Sleep is not just about rest. It is when your body does its most important work, and that is repairing tissue, detoxifying cells, and balancing hormones. If you're skimping on sleep, you're robbing your body of its ability to recover and function optimally. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is important for tissue repair and muscle growth. So if you don't have enough deep sleep, you're missing out on this. Sleep also helps for your brain to clear out toxins that accumulate during the day. So once again, if you're missing out on sleep, you're missing out on the detoxification of your brain. Hello, brain fog. You do not want this. You want to be able to think clearly, to have better focus, to have improved mood. You don't want to have mood swings. And that's what happens when you don't get enough sleep. Now, to get the most out of your sleep, just create a routine. Try to turn off the electronics an hour before bed, or use the blue light blocking glasses to help you to block off the blue light that interrupts your sleep. This blue light comes from like the screens, from the computer, the phones, the television, and what it does is it interferes with your sleep-wake cycle. Also, make sure you keep your room cool. Statistically, it's known to help you sleep better, and it's good to keep the room as dark as possible. So if you need blackout curtains to eliminate light, then do whatever you need to do. There's a few supplements that can also help with this, like magnesium. It can help you to relax your muscles and calm your mind, and this makes it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. You should always remember that sleep is the foundation of recovery. Without it, everything else you do, whether you're eating right, exercising, or managing stress, won't have the same impact. And if this is a big struggle for you, just try creating a wind down routine that signals to your body that it's time to rest. This could be reading a book, practicing deep breathing, or taking a warm Epsom salt bath. Remember the magnesium that we talked about, it's also in the Epsom salt. It's really all about just creating an environment that supports deep restorative sleep. Now, I want to remind you that everything that we covered, balancing blood sugar, healing the gut, managing stress, adopting an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, exercising smartly, and prioritizing sleep, comes down to energy. Chronic disease is at its core a story of energy imbalance. When your body isn't able to produce and utilize energy efficiently, it can't function properly. But when you give your body the right inputs, real food, proper movement, and quality sleep, it has what it needs to heal and thrive. And I do have to note this because it's a topic that comes up all the time. The energy balance goes beyond just calories. It's not about optimizing how your body uses those calories. If your mitochondria, the energy powerhouses in your cell, are not functioning well because of poor diet, chronic stress, or lack of sleep, you will end up feeling fatigued, inflamed, and unwell. The goal is to restore your body's natural balance by giving it the tools that it needs. And that is healthy foods instead of ultra-processed inflammatory ones, balanced meals instead of blood sugar spikes that don't come down, and restorative movement instead of burnout. I hope you can see that these are just simple tweaks that if you do them, you will have a great chance of improving your chronic health conditions. Now, if this video resonated with you, please do give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would not want you to miss out on the more in-depth practical tips and strategies that I'll be sharing. And I'm telling you, there is more to come. It is so time to stop the cycle of feeling stuck and start building the energy that you need for a vibrant, healthy life. I'd love to hear from you. What is one step that you're going to take to support your health? Just one thing that you're going to change to be able to address your health issues. Please put it in the comment. I want to hear, and I want you to be able to inspire somebody else. And also make sure that you share this video with someone who needs this message. We got to continue to spread the truth because that is love in action. All right, I'll see you next time.